How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here, and today I am very excited. PSA has opened their value level service, and I am sending off a submission right away. This is pretty interesting. The value service is $30 per card, and you have to send a minimum of 20 cards. So you're paying at minimum $600 in grading fees. So, I figured this is probably the lowest that it's going to cost to grade cards for a very long time. So those expensive cards you've been waiting to grade, you might as well send them off now. I don't think I'm going to send off, 100 card submissions at $30 a card. But I have about 23 cards here that I am really excited to get off to PSA. It's about time. It's been over a year and a half since I submitted a value submission last. Still waiting on one. But really excited about this. 23 cards. So without any further ado, let's crack into it. Show off all of the cards that I'm submitting. First off, really excited about this. Got 2 copies of Altamir's Latios. One of these comes from a deck I opened. I bought a complete set of another deck, so I have 2 copies of this. Really hoping that one of them is going to hit the 10. I think there was like a very minor kind of edge corner issue on one. Don't fully remember exactly which one had it, but I think maybe 1 a 9, 1 a 10, not exactly sure. But yeah, really hoping that we get at least 110 on these beautiful cards. I've wanted these in a 10 for a very long time. Can't have Latios without Latios. 2 copies of the Altamir's Latios. So beautiful. These hollow patterns are just next level on this stuff. So nice. Yeah, so really excited about this. Again, I think maybe similar story with this. One of them might have some scratching on the hollow. So, 1 a 9, 1 a 10, we would be very happy with that. Continuing with the E series, have a beautiful Zapdos. Kind of hard to see the hollow pattern there, but don't worry, it is hollow. Beautiful Hajime Kuzuhima art. I believe this is from Town on No Map. Yeah, but this is just a fantastically beautiful card. And this one I'm really hoping for a 10 on. I cannot see anything wrong on the back here. Very nice, very clean. Hopefully we are going to grab the 10 grade. And that's what I'm hoping for on most of these cards after here. Some 9 sprinkled in. That'll probably be what happens. But another Entei first edition E-Series card. Not sure exactly what set this is from. But just beautiful Itsuki Nishida art. Fantastic. And I feel like these can go together. We got Suicune as well. These are surprisingly not all that expensive. I think the Suicune is maybe like $275 to $300 in a 10, which really surprises me, given how expensive and rare E-Series packs are. So we got the Suicune and the Entei, hoping that both of these will come back with the 10 grade. That would be fantastic. And this submission really is like a mix of a bunch of eras. You'll see stuff, from all the way back in the E-Series all the way up through modern tag team stuff. So I'm kind of just sending off a mix. I like sending off these mixed submissions. Next up, Mewtwo EX first edition. Not a 4th star submission without some Japanese EX. Gotta have this beautiful Mewtwo. Hoping for a 10 on this. Centering's really nice. Maybe the tiniest bit of wear in the top corner there. Don't know if you can see that. But yeah, hoping for a 10 on that. Next up, I got 2 copies of Suicune EX first edition on both of them. I'm thinking a 9 on this one, just because the centering is a little off. As you can see, left to right, and kind of top to bottom as well, centering a little bit off on this. But even a 9, this is a several $100 card, so perfectly happy for that, and to just get these off and graded. This one I'm pretty much hoping for 10 on. Really beautiful. Again, first edition, really clean. We'll see what PSA says, but really confident in at least this card here to get the 10 grade, hopefully. Next up, Rockets Articuno EX. Really happy about this one. Goodness, I must have bought this like maybe summer of 2021, I want to say. So over a year ago, probably. And yeah, it's just been waiting around. Really want to get this into 10. I have the Rockets Mole Trace. This is the last Rockets EX card that I need in a 10. Well, if you consider the Rockets Persian, I suppose I do need that. So the second to last Rockets EX card in a 10. But I have all the other ones, even the promo Rockets Raikou. So hopefully that comes back with the 10 grade. Next up, another amazing Japanese EX, Ho-Oh EX. Incredible stuff here. Again, really hoping for the 10 grade on this. This is super clean. I got this for a ridiculous deal. Japanese EX, pretty cheap, especially with the way Japanese Modern is going. It's just like, where do you want to put your money? You want to put it into a $1,000 Umbreon alternate art, or buy, I don't know how much, 20 Japanese old EX cards for $1,000. That was probably what they would get you. Last up for the Japanese EX cards, we have this incredible Dragonite EX from Dragon Frontiers. I think this has a very tiny bit of wear on the back, but this could still get a 10. That wear is super small, probably still within the bounds for a PSA 10, especially on a new back Japanese card. And the centering is really good on this. You know, I hammer this home quite a bit when I talk about these cards. Japanese Dragon Frontiers is atrocious on centering. It's very difficult to find well-centered Dragon Frontiers cards. Unlimited edition is much better than first edition, but still is not very good. So if you can find a well-centered EX card from Dragon Frontiers, that's just a fantastic thing. And Dragonite EX. I have both the unlimited and first edition copies in a 10 myself, but I always try to get duplicates of this stuff, and I never sell it just because it's so difficult to acquire. And yeah, so always looking to build my collection for that. So the next part of this submission is, I don't know if maybe this might eclipse the EX cards, I don't know. In terms of numbers, but I have a bunch of Japanese black and white ultra rares. I'm really just trying to get all of these off and finally graded. I've been trying my best to build a collection of these, and I'm hoping that with this submission, hopefully by the end of this year, I will be able to be a good portion of the way to a Japanese ultra rare set. So first up, we got Archeops from Dark Rush. Kind of hard to see in this light, but you do have the fighting embossed symbol, and the Archeops is embossed as well on these earlier black and white ultra rares. So not too much to write home here on this Archeops. It's not a super interesting card, but it's needed to complete the set, so we will send it off. Next up, we got Embor. Another beautiful ultra. Love this one. The blue on Embor is just fantastic. An amazing card. Continuing on here, Chandelure. I've been trying to find this in mint condition for a very long time. Finally was able to do it, and hoping that this one comes back with the PSA 10 grade. These have been going up in value quite a bit, so for me it's basically like, all right, whatever I got, I better hope that this comes back with the 10 grade. But all of these are pretty mint. Not much on the back at all for these cards. Haven't been showing off the back too much, but most of these cards are that sort of 9-10 range. Maybe spot a tiny little thing on the back, but not too much. Next up, 2 copies of Zoroark Ultra Rare. I did already grade a Zoroark a 10. That was kind of my best candidate, but I have 2 more that I want to get off. This is a very expensive card. You're looking at $150 to $200 raw for this card. I don't even know what a 10, I don't even know if there have been any recent 10 sales. Some of these are a little off-center. I think this one's pretty good, but this one just looks to be a little bit more off-center. I don't know if it's off-center enough to knock it down from a 10 to a 9, but we'll see eventually when the grades come back. PSA says they're going to start shipping these early fall when the backlog is cleared. I doubt that's going to happen. I think PSA is overselling. I think we'll be lucky to get these cards back by the end of the year, if not moving into 2023. But for PSA, a 7 to 8 month value return on $30 a card, I think that's actually very good when I'm still waiting on a PSA bulk submission that I sent off in December of 2020. Now we're going on 18 months off at PSA right now. So enough ranting. Next up, we have this beautiful Sigilif Ultra Rare. It is a little off-center top to bottom. I think I have one of these off at PSA now that I sent off way back in December 2020. But, one of the problems that I've mentioned this about PSA taking so slow to grade cards is that you don't know where you are in terms of your collection progress. So you have to keep buying duplicates of cards just because, hey, what if that Sigilif comes back a 9? And I, have wasted over a year and a half not acquiring these cards when I should have been looking out for them. So we'll take multiple shots, and if we get multiple 10s, that's great. We've got duplicates to either sell or hoard in the collection for years to come. Got another Altaria Ultra Rare. I did send off, I sent off an Altaria previously, which did score the 10 grade. I think this one might come back a 9 just with some very minor wear on the edges, but even a 9 on this card, really, really nice. And it's just like, get them out the door. I don't know how many of these $30 value submissions I'm going to do. Probably, maybe once every 2 months or something down the line, assuming value stays open. 20 cards here and there. I think it's important to start getting cards in the pipeline, but we'll see how long $30 a card takes. Maybe we get down to $20 eventually, and that makes a lot more sense. All right, Verizon sent off many of these. I think I sent off 2 in my December 2020 bulk, but here's another. Really, really happy to just keep cracking them out for these ultra rares. I'll have them as trade bait or something if anyone has ones that I'm missing and wants to trade. Next up, we got the Terrakion Ultra Rare. Black and white 6, Cold Flare. Very, very nice. Truly beautiful. I love the newer ultra rare cards from the second half of the black and white era, black white 2 era, are really, really beautiful. The gold border, the embossed Pokemon just really bring these cards home. They're simple, they're nice, really, really like them. So that's going to do it for the ultra rares. And the final card in this submission, it is an Umbreon and Darkrai Tag Team GX. This is the newest card in the submission, and this is really, really nice. I paid something ridiculous for this. Again, probably I want to say winter of 2020, maybe early 2021. So well over a year since I purchased this card, and finally going to get it off for grading. So really excited about that. And if the score is a 10, I would have the Umbreon and Darkrai in English and Japanese in a PSA 10, which would be fantastic and would complete a sort of small collection goal. I collect some Darkrai cards here and there, so that would be great. So 23 cards going off to PSA. This is going to be very interesting to see now that Value Service is open. How many submissions do they get? How long does it take them to get through everything? Is there going to be another backlog of millions and millions of cards? You know, we're going into a new era. It feels like things have returned at least somewhat to normal with value submissions being open to the public. I'm surprised that they weren't doing lotteries, even at $30 per card. Pretty interesting. So we'll see how it goes. And, you know, can't do anything else but just send off the cards and hope. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe and stick around for more videos.